The East India Company was an English, and later British, joint stock company founded in 1600 and dissolved in 1874. It was formed to trade in the Indian Ocean region, initially with the East Indies, the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia, and later with East Asia. The company gained control of large parts of the Indian subcontinent and colonized parts of Southeast Asia and Hong Kong. At its peak, the company was the largest corporation in the world by various measures and had its own armed forces in the form of the company's three presidency armies, totaling about 260,000 soldiers, twice the size of the British Army at the time. Originally chartered as the Governor and Company of Merchants of London trading into the East Indies, the company rose to account for half of the world's trade during the mid-1700s and early 1800s, particularly in basic commodities including cotton, silk, indigo dye, sugar, salt, spices, saltpeter, tea, and later, opium. The company also initiated the beginnings of the British Empire in India. The company eventually came to rule large areas of India, exercising military power and assuming administrative functions. Company-ruled areas in India gradually expanded after the Battle of Plassey in 1757, and by 1858 most of modern India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh was either ruled by the company or princely states closely tied to it by treaty. Following the Indian Rebellion of 1857, the Government of India Act 1858 led to the British Crown assuming direct control of India in the form of the new British Raj. The company subsequently experienced recurring problems with its finances, despite frequent government intervention. The company was dissolved in 1874 under the terms of the East India Stock Dividend Redemption Act enacted 1 year earlier, as the Government of India Act had by then rendered it vestigial, powerless, and obsolete. The official government machinery of the British Raj had assumed its governmental functions and absorbed its armies. The Government of India Act 1833, passed by the British Parliament, is the first such act of law with the epithet, Government of India. The Government of India, also known as the central government or union government, is the national authority of the Republic of India, a federal democracy located in South Asia, consisting of 28 union states and 8 union territories. The government, seated in New Delhi, has 3 primary branches: the legislative, the executive and the judiciary, whose powers are vested in a bicameral parliament, a prime minister, and the Supreme Court respectively, with a president as head of state. Through judicial evolution, the parliament has lost its sovereignty as its amendments to the constitution are subject to judicial intervention. Judicial appointments are made with negligible say from the executive or legislature. The Government of India is modelled after the Westminster system. The union government is mainly composed of the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, and powers are vested by the constitution in the Prime Minister, Parliament, and the Supreme Court, respectively. The President of India is the head of state and the Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Armed Forces, while the elected Prime Minister acts as the head of the executive and is responsible for running the union government. The Parliament is bicameral in nature, with the Lok Sabha being the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha the upper house. The judiciary systematically contains an apex Supreme Court, 25 high courts, and several district courts, all inferior to the Supreme Court. The basic civil and criminal laws governing the citizens of India are set down in major parliamentary legislation, such as the Civil Procedure Code, the Penal Code, and the Criminal Procedure Code. Similar to the union government, individual state governments each consist of executive, legislative and judiciary branches. The legal system as applicable to the union and individual state governments is based on the English common and statutory law. The full name of the country is the Republic of India. India and Bharat are equally official short names for the Republic of India in the Constitution, and both names appears on legal banknotes, in treaties and in legal cases. The terms, Union Government, Central Government, and Bharat Sarkar, are often used officially and unofficially to refer to the Government of India. The term New Delhi is commonly used as a metonym for the Union Government, as the seat of the central government is in New Delhi.